Welcome to the Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, and online entrepreneurs, direct sellers, online dropshippers are now looking for innovative ways and means to maximize the power of this new digital economy and learn from home and earn from home as well. Remember that there are 3 critical success factors for you to be successful in this new digital economy. Number 1 is your entrepreneurial mindset. Number 2, your entrepreneurial mastery. And number 3 is your entrepreneurial management. 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. What are you passionate about? Number 2, what are the relative skills that you have in this new economy? And number 3, what do you think are the expectations of your partners or your clients or your customers? We at the Academy offer you valuable masterclass courses that will develop you and hone you to become a champion entrepreneur online. We want you to become a digital brand in this new economy. So click the link below and learn more about the 4 masterclass courses that we offer in entrepreneurship, in entrepreneurial management, digital entrepreneurship, and digital selling. So again, I'm your coach, Jonathan Petalver of the Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. Welcome and see you in class. Welcome to this masterclass course in digital entrepreneurship. Yes, it's all about digital entrepreneurship. And today, I'd like to discuss with you first what digital entrepreneurship is all about. Digital entrepreneurship is a term used by most entrepreneurs right now because of the new digital economy. And what does this mean? Digital entrepreneurship is all about business using technology. And using this technology, it will change the way entrepreneurs will think, feel, and act, or specifically do things in terms of practice, theory, and of course, education. So let's go to the 3 critical success factors on how you can become a digital entrepreneur. First is all about your product. Next is all about your platform. And last is all about your process. You have to take note that maybe some of you are already doing this. But since you are now entering into this digital technology, you need to put digital before your product, digital before your platform, and digital before your process. All right, good evening to all our champion kababayans and champion entrepreneurs online, to all the CEOs in North America. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang inyong ka-champ John P. Dito lamang sa Champ. Yun ka, champion ang Pinoy sa North America. So we are streaming live all the way from the USA. And in a little while, we will be with our resident coach from the Bay Area, Coach Kyle Solon, together, interviewing the CEO and founder of EXERTUS Financial Partners. Ayan, mga kabigayan at mga kaibigan. So tonight, watching with us and learning, of course, tonight with us is our coach, Rachel Abonita, all the way from Vancouver. I think she's traveling back home sa Vancouver, Canada, but she stayed tuned to learn from our guest tonight. And also from Ortigas Land, one of our partner advocates in our dream program, Digital Real Entrepreneurship Affiliate Marketing Program. Because I believe, I don't know if you watched us 2 weeks ago together with Coach Kyle, we are talking about intrapreneurship, which is the new digital or the new modern way to become an entrepreneur. And one of which, the most effective ways is to affiliate or associate yourself and become an affiliate marketer, don't you think? Because right now, there are a lot of business opportunities that are being offered to us. And, as a help, maybe before you make a decision, please try to attend our master classes. These are free. You can be a scholar in this master class, and all you have to do is log on and take the courses. So thank you so much for watching Ortigas Land, Rafael Escalambre III. Awesome morning, everyone. So what's going to be our topic today? Coach John, what are we going to discuss about today? Because this is our episode 5, and today we are going to talk about digitalizing your product and your business process. Remember, the past 4 weeks or the past 4 episodes, we discussed because for season 3, we are so focused on the Entrepreneur Shift series. How Filipinos, of course, can transition or pivot from becoming a traditional entrepreneur or business person to becoming a digital brand, which is a must because if I remember it right, I think the first few months of COVID last year, I attended a California State University symposium wherein we were taught on the three, should I say, skills. The three skills that are needed if you want to stay ahead and thrive in this new economy. Number one, he mentioned, Dr. Gupta mentioned about becoming, understanding entrepreneurship. You have to have entrepreneurial skills, meaning to say you have to understand all facets of being an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur basically is different from being a businessman because if you have money, especially to our kababayans there in the US and in Canada or in North America particularly, if you have money, you can just put in money and let someone run it for you. That's what we call a lending kind of business, right? Lending investment, right? But there's another form of investment, which is what you call ownership investment, right? And that one is becoming an entrepreneur, right? And for sure, some of us who are listening right now, oh, Coach John, I don't have the time to manage business anymore. It's okay, but it's also good that you understand it. So first things first, you have to understand what entrepreneurship is all about because it's a skill. Entrepreneurial skill is one of the most core competence that you can have to stay ahead in this new digital economy. Number 2 skill is what he calls digital skills. And by digital is all dependent on what kind of technology you are going to use. Because in this new economy, I've been coaching for more than a year right now, companies here in the Philippines and companies in Asia or even around the globe, the CEOs will always ask me, what's the best business model? The best business model is what you're using now, but it's good if you will connect it with a platform, with a digital platform that will help you, right, get back on track, get new people, new blood in your business, and sustain them with that kind of platform. And basically, that's one of the things that we will be discussing today on how EXERTUS, right? On how EXERTUS, and this will be explained to us by their CEO, the founder and the CEO of EXERTUS Financial Partners, on how you can maximize that platform, right? Because remember, in the US or in Canada, we are paid by the hour, and we can only work like 8, 10, 12, or 24 hours a day. But with the kind of digital platform that can leverage you, it can multiply you 1,000 or even 1,000,000 times. Just like what Coach John is doing with the Academy, right? When I pivot months ago, after COVID, after 90 days, we planned and we were able to educate 5,000, and then 5,000 were able to enroll people into the program. And right now we are 10,000 students. And we did an affiliate marketing platform wherein our goal is to reach 1 million, right? 1 million of our kababayans, champion entrepreneur online, the CEOs, the modern day CEOs in the next 3 to 5 years. And lastly, entrep skills, digital skills, and what he calls global management skill, which is very, very important. Because if there's one thing good that this COVID-19 brought us, guys, the impact of COVID still felt today. In Asia, it still felt. I believe in North America, it still felt, right? 3 Ps. Our products have been impacted, right? Our process have been impacted, and our people have been impacted. And here's the good news. All we have to do is what? Move faster than COVID, and particularly address also our product, our process, and our people. And I'll tell you, your profit, right, which is the core, is directly related to the platform that you are going to use. All right. So Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our resident coach from North America, specifically from the Bay Area. Let's all welcome Coach Kyle. How are you?
Coach Jonathan, how are you? How's everything?
Oh, doing great. I'm so pumped up discussing this because, if there's one thing COVID did to us, whatever you have there, the mindset, the leaderships that you have there, is also what's happening back here in Asia, right? I mean, the entrepreneurship, the digital platform, commitments, like sustaining our network. What can you say about that, Coach Kat? Before we introduce our guest for tonight.
I just want to say is how much of an honor and a privilege it is to be on this platform, because here we are. We're in different time zones: morning, night, morning.
Correct.
And because of what's taken place in COVID-19, it's accelerated the inevitable, which is everything is now online. And I'm equally fired up and excited like yourself, because it's now to a point where if you're not online, you don't have a business at all.
Correct.
And I'm just again excited about what's taking place with the digital entrepreneurship, or what we call the modern day entrepreneurship, which is intrapreneurship.
Entrepreneurship, yeah.
Absolutely.
Interestingly, Coach Kyle, you know what? I did series of coaching programs, and I was telling them, what you shared to me about, because you see, a lot of Filipinos right now, not a lot, but some maybe, are really having a challenge to move from being an employee to becoming an employeepreneur or an entrepreneur. Just imagine that. And there's now, not that we're saying there's a shortcut, but there's a way for them right now, like to just plug in, just like what we're saying here, like it's a live wire, and all you have to do is tap into that and become an entrepreneur, in just like that. Right?
Yeah, and the days of having so much risk and not knowing if that ROI, return on investment, is going to pay off, Coach Jay.
Correct.
I want to tell the people, especially our fellow Filipinos, all over the world, days are long gone and over. You don't have to mortgage everything, your savings. You don't have to have all that stress. If you just tap into a platform that has that plug and play system, something that you can harness, because here it is where you can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. That's what we're talking about, the platform.
Correct. And that's one thing I love about, every time we conduct, programs. Like last week, we did a program with 100 millennials, young entrepreneurs masterclass. And it's very exciting, because I was telling them it's not about me anymore, at least for you, for your part. But I think Eric will agree with me. It's not about us anymore here. It's about the next generations. And we're just here to mentor, but we want you to be the face of the new entrepreneurship, right? Moving ahead.
Yeah, let me say something about that. Let me say something about that, Coach Jay. You're right. Because the baby boomers, the way we decided what to do, how to buy everything, that accounted for about 72 million, if I'm not mistaken, 72 million, or maybe 70 plus million of our decisions. And of course, those baby boomers, to the tune of 10,000 a day, are now slowly retiring, slowly going to another place, right? Now, I fall in that category with the millennials. The millennials now are a bit of the rebellious group, the renegades. They want to harness technology. They don't want to do the 40 hours a week for the next 40 years and retire on, because they've seen their parents and their parents' parents and their grandparents do that, and still having to work hard for little to nothing. So they want to harness technology, want to work from home, and figure out a new way.
Correct. That's why one of the best things that they can do is, because you see, I mean, I'm speaking in behalf of an Asian or a Filipino for that matter. Filipinos would always want to start something that they can call their own. They want it to be my brand. But here's the thing. I was telling them, all you can do is search and seek for that kind of platform wherein you can be an affiliate of that platform and learn from it, and earn from it, and then do what you want to do, like put up a salon, put up a car wash, put up a shop, anything you want to do. But this is the time and age wherein we really need to reset, reboot, and reprogram ourselves. Take 2 steps, 3 steps backward, And it's there already. But my point is, you can also be a brand within a brand. That's why we put up the Dream Academy. Remember, a digital real entrepreneurship affiliate marketing program. Of which, before we end the show, we will invite one of our partner advocates to discuss what becoming a dreamer, right, an affiliate marketer is all about. So please do the honors, Coach Kyle, because I'm also interested to meet the man today and learn from him. And for sure, he can inspire a lot of our audiences, especially the Filipinos around the globe watching us tonight. Coach
Well,
Kyle?
you know, this person that I'm going to bring up is near and dear to myself and my family. And, you know, just hearing his story, which he'll go into and dive into before the topic that we're going to be talking about, is, I believe, a self-made man, somebody who came from a third world country. You know, a lot of relevance because we're talking about the Filipino people championing
Mhm.
and empowering
Wow.
our Filipino community, how we went from little to nothing to on his way to becoming, he was supposed to be a farmer, but he altered the course of his life and said, you know what, I'm not going to settle for anything less than great. And he did that, came to the United States and is building a thriving business nationwide all across the United States. And I'm just happy to bring him up. He's the CEO, he's the president of this growing, one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing financial marketing organization
Wow.
called EXERTUS Financial Partners. It gives me a lot of honor to bring up none other than President CEO, Mr. Eric Antonio.
Good
Hello
evening.
there. Hello
Good
there, Eric.
evening,
Magandang
everyone.
gabi.
It's already good afternoon, good evening here. Nice to
Correct.
meet you again, Coach Jonathan, and thank you, Kyle.
It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Sir Eric. So yeah, would you like to give us a background of Exertus Financial Partner, sir?
Okay. First off, I'd like to introduce myself and see how you guys would understand my transition into this business that I'm in right now. I came to this country 1978 with the goal of becoming financially free. And we have that notion that you come here, you automatically will make it. But I tell you guys, it doesn't matter where you go. You don't pick up apples. You don't just pick the money out there. You got to work hard for it. But the main thing is, what you need to understand is working hard is not enough. You got to be working smarter. And that's exactly what happened to me. I'm a clinical laboratory scientist. I'm a licensed clinical laboratory scientist here. I thought that the way to become a millionaire is to be able to trade your hours for dollars. So I ended up working in three big hospitals, making serious money, talking about the 5% of the population. That's the kind of money I was making. But I also realized that um, I'm just trading my hours for dollars, and if I could not do it no more, basically I will not have anything. And fortunately, I got introduced to financial services, and that was 1992, and the rest is history. I realized that I'm working hard for the money. I'm paying a lot of taxes, and I have no time for my family, which is exactly the opposite of what I should be doing. Because a lot of people, they don't understand that um, there is a difference between spending money and investing money. I was just spending money at the time. I mean, spending time rather, investing time versus spending time. Spending time meaning I own a job, and so since I own a job by myself, the only way for me to make a lot of money is to work a lot of hours. And so when I joined this industry, I was still spending money because basically I just bought the job. I'm still doing on my own, trying to help people on my own. But when I understand the difference of spending versus investing time, it changed my mindset drastically. And that's when it became history, because instead of me just making money for myself, I built an organization of 12,000 licensed financial professionals. And that's when I have, instead of just the time, I have a system that helped me get there. And so for tonight, I'd like people to understand that 97% of a lot of people out there, basically, sometimes they could just be lucky to have the 3% of the wealth. But what you need to understand is you could be part of the 3%, where you could be part of the 97% wealth that you should have. And what's the difference in spending time versus investing time? Instead of you just doing it on your own, you got to have the system, people's time and people's money. Because if you are not making money while you are asleep, you will have to work forever.
Wow. You know what, Mr. Eric? I know you talk a lot about this, and this is something that we want the listeners to hear as well, because this is just nuggets that are coming from wisdom of years of your experiences. You talk about, how average people can have an above average lifestyle or above average income through leverage. Can you just talk about to the listeners how a system like what you have in EXERTUS or having leverage will allow you to not be average? Can you talk about that?
Well, this is what you need to understand. Ordinary people could be extraordinary by producing extraordinary things, by doing things that most people don't do. Because if you do the same thing that other people are doing, then you are ordinary. You got to be an extraordinary in terms of your mindset, in terms of your ways, in terms of the system, and in terms of how you do things. Because it has to start from the mindset, since you cannot control everything surrounding you, but you could control your mindset. You could control your attitude and how you react to things. Those are the two things that's very important. But if you could be conscious about that, that's the start. From average, you could have leverage, because it doesn't matter how much hours you work. It's like what happened to me being a clinical laboratory scientist. Before I switched to the financial industry, I was already making $250,000 at that time here. And during the time, that's a lot of money. But I realized I could not sustain that. But when I understand the leverage part, wherein you could work 24,000 hours a day through other people, by partnering with other people, working more than 24 hours is very possible. And that's how you could collapse your time frame and be able to achieve your goals, be able to achieve your dreams. Because, for example, for people who would like to retire early, it's not a function of money. It's not a function of age. It's a function of readiness. So through leverage, you could dictate how early you could retire. You could dictate how early you would like to achieve your goal, because the leverage is the one that will help you get out of being average and apply leverage so you could achieve extraordinary things.
You know what, Coach Kyle, something interesting here, Sir Eric, no? Most Filipinos, right? They know that, right? They know that. They know the power of leverage. Just imagine, tons and tons of network marketing companies globally and locally have been introduced to this. And Coach Kyle, you know about this, right? But sometimes, they really just cannot, understand what leverage is all about. What do you see is the reason behind this, Sir Eric?
Well,
you get my point, sir, di ba? Parang, alam naman nila yan, naiintindihan naman nila yan. Leverage. Imagine mo sa isang damakmak na mga networking at MLM companies na napakinggan natin dito at sa ibang bansa. Alam mo, pag uwi pa rin, sabi ko, sometimes, network leaders here will even be sent in the US, attend, like conventions in all Europe. But when they go back home, wala, they'll still hop from one company to another. And I don't know what they are searching for, even though they understood leverage. But Sir Eric, you will answer that. Let's pause for a break for this time. And then as we go back, Sir Eric, as we go back, you will answer that. So just let's give our partner advocates some few seconds to promote them being a partner advocate. So you're watching Yun Ka, Champion ng Pinoy sa North America. We will be right back.
Hey everyone, I am Macy Matsunido, a Senior Associate Sales Director for SMBC. I'm also a licensed real estate broker and a registered nurse. We are looking for dreamers who want to earn their first million pesos. All you have to do is post, no selling needed. You post, I close, we earn. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Join us now and become our next marketing partner affiliate. Again, this is your traveling nurse realtor, Macy. See you next time.
Just because estudyante pa ako, doesn't mean I can't go off chasing my dreams.
Just because kasal na kami, doesn't mean we can't embark on a new journey.
Just because single parent ako, doesn't mean I can't go off on adventures.
Just because may edad na ako, doesn't mean I can't look for new experiences.
Just because single ako, doesn't mean I'm lonely.
And just because I'm on a budget, doesn't mean I can't experience the finer things in life.
That's why at AirAsia, we believe that when it comes to your dreams, no one should settle for anything less than what they deserve. That's why even if you pay less, doesn't mean it has to be less convenient. It doesn't mean you get less comfort. It doesn't mean you can't be treated like a VIP. Because whatever the price, getting you to your dreams shouldn't feel anything less than a luxury. AirAsia, the world's best low-cost airline.
All right, sir, watching Yun Ka, Champion ang Pinoy sa North America. Kasama natin si Coach Kyle, no, all the way from the Bay Area. And of course, Mr. Eric Antonio, grabe ang wisdom, of course, no? And we are so privileged, kaya nga mga ka-champs, no? Please do drop by every Sunday, no? If you are coming from Canada or America, and even watch our replays, because we have piece, of wisdom, nuggets of wisdom as we, entertain and listen from our guests. Coach Kyle, how are you?
I am awesome. I'm just writing this down. Coach, today it's just nugget after nugget being, shared on this live call. I wish, I know we're streaming in multiple countries. I think you told me last time. How many exactly was it, Coach? It was like 10 plus countries worldwide.
One thing I guarantee you is that we are broadcasted all over the continents.
Wow.
All over the continents. Imagine in Asia, someone is commenting from Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. And then we have, of course, from Canada, from the US. In Europe, right? We have people from Greece, from Netherlands and Amsterdam, because basically that's what we're doing now. Remember, with the academy and all. But one thing I love about what Sir Eric mentioned, spend time or invest time, because a lot of people really would like to spend time for other people rather than invest time with other people. These are two different things, right? Why should I spend time for you, right? Wherein I can invest time with you. For me, there's wisdom behind it. There's a big revelation for me on that one. Yeah, Sir Eric is correct, right? Sometimes, of course, time is one of our greatest resource. But one thing I found out, it's energy behind that time. Because sometimes you have all the time, but you don't have the energy, so you're just wasting it. But most of the time, you have little time, but for as long as you have that high energy, high impact and all, I think, you can really leverage on that, right?
Absolutely. And one of the things I got from this so far, Coach Jay, I'm sure you caught it too, is if you want a chance to stop being average, you need leverage.
Yes.
You need leverage.
But you see, that's why as we ask him to go back, people know about it. They know leverage even before COVID, even during COVID. They know that. But how come they are not yet, associated or affiliated with a brand? Maybe that's an interesting question that we can ask Sir Eric, right?
That's right.
All right. So let's bring back once again. Champs, you're watching Champion Ka Champion ng Pinoy sa North America with the CEO and founder and president of EXERTUS Financial Partners, Mr. Eric Antonio.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to follow up on that leverage, because the common notion of people, why they like leverage, although they don't really understand leverage, is the fact that you just hire people or partner with people, and you think you already will have leverage to just happen just like that. It doesn't happen like that, because this is one thing that I could share based on my experience.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to max out leverage, because it's all about building, you need to build yourself first. You gotta be the master copy first, because the difference why people, although they understand leverage, don't grow, because they are the wrong copy. So when they hire other people, they will just produce wrong copies.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the master copy, so you could have the strong foundation, the solid foundation that's not gonna go down because it's solid. You are the master copy that's worth duplicating, becoming the leader that is worth following. So therefore, if that is the case, you keep multiplying and you keep duplicating, you keep replicating a very good copy, a very good leader. And that is shortcut way and maxing out leverage.
Or in which case,
to be
Eric,
very successful.
correct. Or in which case, I think that's the gap where most Filipinos, I mean, at least I'm speaking on behalf of the students and the companies I'm coaching to in terms of this. And I think it boils down to leadership. You mentioned it. It's all about leadership, because I know what leverage is all about, but if the leader I'm following, the things that he or she says is no longer materializing in that matter, and just imagine I joined because of the leverage thing, and because he invited, or let's use the word, he recruited me to join this, then after a week or two, I saw him doing other things and jumping on board once again. Then I think leadership is the one really, like putting leverage down or something. You know what? We have an interesting question here from Coach Rachel from Canada. Ano daw sa Tagalog? What's the Tagalog term for leverage, or Eric?
It's funny. I'm not trying to be a little elitist here. I could not, I could not think of the Tagalog word for that.
I know.
What is
I
it?
know. I know. I have a word for that, Coach Eric.
Okay.
Leverage comes from the root word lever.
Okay.
Lever, right? Lever, right? Like mechanical. No? Mechanical engineers would know this. For me, leveraging is yung pagkilos. When you talk about to leverage, yung pagkilos ko, kilos ng lahat.
Okay.
I think that's what leverage is. Just like a watch. Yes, you are a tiny part of that watch, but you being out of that, it will not move. But you being part of that, just a little move that you make, it moves everyone. It leverages everyone.
Right.
That's why leadership is very, very important. Now, what have you done so far for EXERTUS, Sir Eric? I'm excited to go back this year and see what happened after 2 years, because 2 years that we met, it's pre-COVID. Now that there is COVID, how do we now teach? How does EXERTUS now teach people or educate people about the power of leveraging, especially through the entrepreneurship program that you have?
We are blessed that we're trying to be ahead of the game. And what happened even before pandemic, we already shifted. We have what we call as leadership.
Leadership, yeah.
We have what we call as market shift. We have what we call as financial shift. Because, being in the financial industry, the so-called baby boomers and the old generation are starting to fade away. And in this type of market, the one-on-one is still something that they are very comfortable with. So we can still do that. But now that we're dealing with the experts, we're dealing with the millennials, we're dealing with the Gen Z. This is why we are growing, because we foresee that. We are very proactive here. That's why we are attracting a lot of young leaders. That's why I call it leadership. And then this is also their market. Remember, they will be the ones who will inherit these trillions of dollars. That's why they will be the one to be receiving this, be the beneficiaries of this from the baby boomers and the old generation. So they need to learn this industry. And so now the financial shift that I'm talking about is the income now is going to be coming from this market as well. So they will have the money, because the usual generation, the baby boomers, is starting to fade away, because they will be in the mortuary business now. You know what I'm talking about.
Correct.
So again, we pivot to this social media platform. And in fact, what I did is we hired this lady who made this UFC industry, the UFC kickboxing industry. She was the one that's responsible for making that $1 billion company. And so we hired her, and that's the reason why we are now the leading edge in terms of social media. We're training our leaders every Friday on how to use the contents that she's creating for them. That's why if you would look at our back office, I would say that we are the best. And so while other platforms, it will take them forever to make decisions. In our case, we are constantly adapting these changes.
Yes.
And so more and more people are getting attracted to us because of that. It's very powerful, because the social media is one of our advantages right now, where we have a lot of exposure, and we're hitting the right market, people from the industry, the right market in terms of clients, and I tell you, we grew 10x during the pandemic without doing the usual face-to-face transaction way of doing the business.
Correct. Because you see, Sir Eric, most of the time, not Filipinos, but some of the audiences that we have now is having a challenge, or I don't know if it's based on fear, to transition from being traditional to becoming a digital brand. But you see, you hit the nail on the head in saying that if you will not pivot or transition yourself to becoming digital, then you will be out of the game. You know,
you will be out of the game. You will be out. I tell you. That's why we are
given a chance.
Growing.
Correct. And you won't be even given a chance. Maybe you have all the skills, the leadership skills, everything, but you are not a digital brand, and that's the first requirement. Just like doing a marathon or a sprint, right? In a competition, the first requirement is, are you digital? Because if you're not digital, then whatever qualifications you have, you cannot make it. So I think that's one of the best things that EXERTUS did in terms of really providing this platform. Because I will always tell them, content is one thing, but executing it is another thing, right? And I think that's one of the uniqueness, as you mentioned, why you're the best in the industry right now.
Because right now, imagine, from submission to delivery, we do iGo submission, and we do e-delivery. So you could help somebody in New York, you could help somebody in Florida, even if you're in California. You know, we grew in Hawaii. I tell you, in over a year, we grew Hawaii 10 times. We are exploding in Hawaii. There's eruption going on in Hawaii, and
all the time. Actually, there's eruption.
Go there because
literally
because of the pandemic.
Correct.
There's volcanic eruptions going there in our business.
Coach Kyle.
You know what I want to say is I know Mr. Eric, he has one of these core values, and we're talking about leadership. We're talking about leadership. And I know one of the things that he abides by, and I want him to talk about, is leadership isn't everything. It's the only thing. And that's
interestingly, Coach Kyle, did he change, or Sir Eric, did you change your leadership style just because the technology changed, pre-COVID and COVID? How do you lead now? Has it changed, or it still, it became better and stronger? If I may ask, I think, Coach Kyle, that's one thing that I can, complement your question.
I would say that mindset-wise is the same, but I embraced the technology, and I made the technology become my advantage. Because I am able to adapt to technology, being a
tool, one of the tools, right?
Yes, being one of the tools to really use it to our advantage.
Correct.
And that's why we are the leading edge right now in terms of the technology, in terms of the back office, in terms of how we train our leaders also. And so we're ahead because of that. Instead of me trying to slow down the process because, I still wanted to stick with the traditional way. We embrace it, and we are proactive. We are ahead of the game, utilizing it to our advantage.
Correct. Yeah, follow-up question, Coach Kyle?
What I wanted just to share is the three things that really is allowing, and maybe Mr. Eric Antonio can talk about this, is the American dream. Because obviously our business for now is all over the United States, nationwide. Can you touch on the three things in terms of how people, if they're not already, can live the American dream? And what I mean by that is, we're talking about the concept of intrapreneurship, right, versus the entrepreneurship. Number one. Number two is, the finding the correct industry, because not all industries, we know, especially in pandemic times, have flourished. Some have actually gone by the wayside. Some are extinct, but while other industries have continued to thrive. Let's talk about the certain industry. Number three is the platform. Can you talk about that?
Oh, sure. The three things that's going for us, that I would say we're delivering the American dreams to different communities, is the fact that I have an opportunity, EXERTUS Financial Partners have an opportunity for people, and we mitigated the risk. I took all the risk from them. And that's why when we talk about this venture, we're truly talking about entrepreneurship, where all they need to do is plug in and play.
Correct.
You got no risk involved. And so if you don't shift from entrepreneurship to entrepreneurship, it's going to be a challenge, because a lot of people who are entrepreneurs are still spending time. But when you switch to entrepreneurship, you are investing your time. And in the entrepreneurship, definitely you're already using the system there. It's in place there. And therefore,
which is not, Sir Eric, which is not cheap, right?
Yes.
Because when you talk about system, when you talk about technology, one thing that I know of is, first, it will take time to develop it.
Exactly.
Number two, it's not that easy to develop it. And of course, you need the right person to maintain it. Else,
exactly. So my advice, Coach Jonathan, is this. I know, as a Filipino as well, we always want to have this dream of becoming a business owner.
Correct.
But what I learned through the years is, for you to grow and be successful faster, you need to align yourself to somebody that's bigger than you.
Sure.
A system that's already successful. Stop creating. Stop creating. You need to plug in and play with a structure that's already in place, that is already successful, that's already bigger. It will save you a lot of time. What we need to do is think bigger, work harder, and don't dabble in a lot of opportunities. Don't chase money. Chase your passion and concentrate on that one. I've never done anything but financial services in my life. And so I tell my wife, this is my first love. She is only second. And whatever I make, it goes to her. So she doesn't mind.
Correct. Just like what I told my wife, because she was telling me, you're doing a lot of things, you have a lot of income, revenues, and channels. What's my role? And I always tell him, in all these companies, you are the commissioner, because everything I get, you get commissions from it.
That's right.
So Eric, seriously speaking, one thing I love what you mentioned is about to stop creating, not because they don't have the ability, but time is ticking out. You know,
Exactly.
like life is so short. All you have to do now that this pandemic is here, tap into that kind of industry that where an opportunity is. And as you mentioned about, there's $1 trillion opportunity sitting just there, and you already made a program for it, a platform for it. And Coach Cal, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Sir Eric. Coach Cal mentioned to me that for $125, I'm already part of your platform. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it is. And that 125, it's going to give you that back office where you could
everything,
your own accounting. You could have it personalized for you, and you would see how your business is growing, how you're going to get paid every week, and it's amazing how you instantly have that kind of business ownership, and
or
that
as
is
you mentioned,
forever.
Yeah, for $125 lifetime.
Lifetime.
For me who's not an entrepreneur yet, for me who's not digital yet, made me a digital entrepreneur in the process.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying, right? It's like an education.
Exactly.
Because my business is into education online, you know, and with $125, it's an all-in-one, you know, platform, OJT, you know, dressing you up to become an online partner or a digital partner. So for me, it's like an ex-franchise, if I may say it.
Exactly.
Right.
I just pay 125. That's why I'm telling Coach Kyle, you know, you're not supposed to sell the 125. They're supposed to buy it, because it's like me, like getting into that yacht, getting into that ship, going to ship, as in SHIP, going to a place where you've been, right? Because it's like you're telling us today that I've been here and I want you to be in the place where I was at that point in time. But I want you to expedite it. Coach Kyle, as we close this, I think, yeah, I'm so excited to see you again, sir. I hope I could be part of that. If there's any value added that I can give EXERTUS family, you know, I'd be more than willing to do so. Coach Kyle?
You know what? I'm just excited about the masterminds, because, you know, when two or more agree, they say anything is possible. And I believe that the value that we're giving to the marketplace, because, you know, we don't get paid for time. We get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. And I read this book, and in closing, we were talking about, I think it was the CEO of Coca-Cola, or some sort of CEO with the Fortune 500 multi-billion-dollar company, said, wow, is that person really worth $100 million, $200 million salary? And some speculate and say, I can't believe it. Well, if that person or that individual just allowed the company by their value to grow the company by an additional $1 billion, would you pay them $100 million? And the question is, all the time, every day, we get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. So this call, this streaming process is about level 5 exchange value. And that's what I'll say. Is that's why you need to plug in all the time, every Sunday.
Correct. And Sir Eric, yeah, any parting words? And I think, yeah, if you can put value also on the affiliate, no, of invite them to become an affiliate of EXERTUS moving forward.
Well, if you'll be able to work with us, I'm a master copy, I would tell you. And what I would like to share with you guys is, don't waste time. Time waits for no one. You need to execute. And as I've said earlier, don't chase money, chase your passion. Choose the kind of industry you want to belong, and put all your hearts and efforts into it. Because time, talent, and treasure will compound. Those are going to be wasted if you keep starting, and starting.
Correct.
So let's do it and work smart. Use leverage to your advantage, so you don't stay average.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Eric, and I hope to see you
We
this
will.
coming November. This coming
Looking forward to
November.
it. I'd like
Yes,
to
sir.
spend time with you.
Yes, same here, sir. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right.
How are you, bro?
Man, that was deep in thought and rich in wisdom. What do you think, Coach Jay? That was
Oh, yeah.
wow.
That was good. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet because for this very special episode, of course, as I mentioned to you, remember, we are giving an opportunity for each one, just like what you mentioned, right? Be an entrepreneur, right now, choose the right industry. And of course, as you mentioned, you have to leverage, right? You have to
That's right.
leverage through a platform. So with us, Coach Kyle, before we end, is one of our partner advocates, remember SMDC, of which I think this is a Philippine real estate development company, of which you can partner also because some, just like you, a Filipino American, there's a big opportunity also for you to be part of it. And I hope we can collaborate with these Philippine real estate developers and share also what this dream is all about. So with us, Coach Kyle is one of SMDC's international property managers or sales managers to share with us what this dream is all about. Coach Macy? Ayan. Coach Macy, can you hear us?
I think she's probably on mute. We can't hear you, Coach Macy.
Yeah, she's on mute. All right. While we're waiting, can you hear us, Macy?
No, not. Uh-oh.
All right. Anyways, while we're waiting, let's play that dream, right? Dream commercial of which they made specifically for our kababayans.
Fantastic.
Hey everyone, I am Macy Matsumido, a Senior Associate Sales Director for S3E5. I'm also a licensed real estate broker and a registered nurse. We are looking for dreamers who want to earn their first million pesos. All you have to do is post, and no selling needed. You post, I close, we earn. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Join us now and become our next marketing partner affiliate. Again, this is your traveling nurse realtor, Macy. See you next time.
All right, Macy, can you hear us? Macy, are you there? Anyways.
She's closing some deals.
Macy, are you here with us? Can you hear us? Yeah, can you briefly share with us as we end what this dream is all about, ma'am?
Uh-oh. It must be her.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Technology has a mind of its own, right, Coach Jay? When it does work, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. It's all good.
Right. Yeah, but basically the dream is about, all you have to do is post, post whatever like curiosity building materials that SMDC can give you. No selling required, Coach Kyle. No selling required. All you have to do is post it. And the minute someone, inquires, then that's the time, they can just give it back to SMDC or whoever is our partner advocate is, and they'll be the ones to close it for you. It's as simple as you post, Coach Kyle, if I'm from SMDC, or Macy will close it for you, and then you earn together. How about that? That's the simple idea.
Wow, I love that.
Of immediately, because you see, a lot of times, some developers will make you a seller, but for me, I don't think it will make sense because the learning curve is very, very long. If you want to sell, just imagine you haven't been here for quite the time. I mean, what do you know about the locations and all? But for sure, you have people who's interested because here, as I was telling you, with $100,000, bro, you have a penthouse, in a mid-rise condominium with all the amenities and all.
Wait to come back to the motherland, Coach Jay.
Correct. For the last time, Coach Macy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me now?
All right.
Okay. All right. Please invite our kababayans watching right now, Coach Macy.
Yes, so I would like to invite everyone to be our marketing partner affiliate. So what you can get with us is we'll do the coaching. You just refer the client, and then you post, I close, and then we earn. So it's that simple. No selling needed. I'll do everything for you, from the presentation to the closing, and then to the follow-ups. All you have to do is just collect the documents from your client.
Just simple, Coach Cal.
Easy enough.
Simple.
Easy as 1, 2, 3, right?
Any question, Coach Cal, to Macy before we end our show today?
No, I'm excited about it. I know that the U.S. market is on fire right now when it comes to real estate. I can imagine what's happening right now in the Philippines, especially. I know the pre-building, or I forgot, the pre-selling and all these things that are happening. I know a lot of family of mine in the Philippines have taken advantage of that. I'm excited to learn more and hear more about it.
Correct. And then besides, Coach Cal, right? Property right now is positioned as, an investment and as a business as well. Because let's say you haven't been here for quite a time. You want to put in investment as well, right? To the motherland. But this is something that is so affordable. Just imagine like $200, Miss Macy, right? A month?
$300 a month, sir.
$200, $300 a month already putting into something. Once it's being developed, then it could, multiply the property. So it's sort of an investment in a business as well. And the end goal is it even becomes your property in the event you don't want to sell it. Right, Macy?
Yes, sir. So it's a business, it's an investment, and also a property.
A 3-in-1, Coach.
3-in-1.
It's a 3-in-1. All right. Miss Macy, please invite them before we end anything. They can reach you, your numbers or
you can reach me for my US number 332-234-5440 or through my email address macy.smdc@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Miss Macy. We hope to see you again. And guys,
thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, please be a dreamer and earn your first $1 million with SMDC. God bless you and see you in class. Woo! Coach Cal.
Wow. I mean,
It's been an hour again.
This show was just full of highlights, just like the highlights of the NBA the last couple of days.
The highlights of Antetokounmpo beating the Brooklyn Nets, bro.
That's right.
All right. So
Giannis.
So I'll be seeing you again on the 4th of July, right? And then let's summarize on how they can be, like part of these EXERTUS financial partners, having the right industry, the right training platform, and becoming an intrapreneur. Any parting words, Coach Cal, before we end the segment today?
Other than, really study and really take into account what was shared today by Coach Jonathan, of course, the CEO, president of EXERTUS Financial Partners. Guys, find a way to have leverage so you don't stay average.
Correct. That's one of the things that I relearned tonight as I watch Sir Eric, and we hope to see you again. Coach Cal, thank you so much. So again, mga kababayan, ito pong yung ka-champ John P. na nagsasabing anuman ang plano nyong gawin, patuloy nyo po itong ipagdasal, pag-aralan, pagsumigasigan, pagtrabaho, at higit sa lahat, ipagmalaki mo dahil yan ang champion mindset. Together with Coach Kyle all the way from Bay Area in San Jose, California, I'm Coach Jonathan from the Philippines. You are watching Champ, Yun Ka. Champion ang Pinoy sa North America. I'll see you in class. Welcome to the Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, and online entrepreneurs, direct sellers, online dropshippers are now looking for innovative ways and means to maximize the power of this new digital economy and learn from home and earn from home as well. Remember that there are 3 critical success factors for you to be successful in this new digital economy. Number 1 is your entrepreneurial mindset. Number 2, your entrepreneurial mastery. And number 3 is your entrepreneurial management. 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. What are you passionate about? Number 2, what are the relative skills that you have in this new economy? And number 3, what do you think are the expectations of your partners or your clients or your customers? We at the Academy offer you valuable masterclass courses that will develop you and hone you to become a champion entrepreneur online. We want you to become a digital brand in this new economy. So click the link below and learn more about the 4 masterclass courses that we offer in entrepreneurship, in entrepreneurial management, digital entrepreneurship and digital selling. So again, I'm your coach, Jonathan Petalver of The Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. Welcome and see you in class.